Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes. You sure it's not the shoes?
My illmatics and reasonable doubters who hung out on corners at unreasonable hours. My full-time niggas that keep a seasonal with hours. Chief and sour with the Keef, only time that I sprinkle powder. At the 4 seasons, I'm with a freak like a Dina Howard. But time is money, I think I'm leaving in like an hour. With goals big as the Freedom Tower, we reaching hours. But brush your teeth before you can think about speaking about us. Good morning.
Yo!
What's good? Y'all already know it is the Off the Top podcast hosted by yours truly, Kill, my brother Yao G's. What's going on, Yao?
What's good, brother? How you feeling, man?
Like that shirt, man. It's a nice shirt right there, man.
It's the week for it, you know what I mean? My boy, you know what I'm saying? Representation of my boy got a show, you know what I mean? All the accolades, 824, it's a real thing for me. I believe in it, so, you know what I mean?
That's dope. Yo, intro our guest for this week, good brother.
No doubt. So I got my homegirl up here, you know what I mean? Probably the person that reps the VX probably the most out of anybody I've ever met in my life, VX Girl.
Right.
Also, you gotta add Esquire to the back end of her name. Don't front. She's out here, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Esquire. Big time sneakerhead, North Carolina hoop fan, so you know she's all about fuck Duke, as many of us are.
As so are we.
You know what I mean?
That's the
Host of the
KKK down there.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
that's the North Carolina fucking headquarters for the KKK. But neither here nor there.
She is also the host of the Black Girl SOS kind of podcast. Like I said, I call her Sirocco Tasha, but I want to introduce my good friend and sister to the Off the Top podcast, Snobby Gyrl. Let's
I appreciate y'all having me.
No doubt. So,
thank you for making the time, dude, for real.
Yeah, so as you know, Tosh, this podcast we put together is about basically we bring a guest on and we ask them 3 questions, one about hip hop, one about sneakers, and one about basketball hoops. So
we try not to let y'all down.
Oh no, you good.
No wrong answers.
I wouldn't have brought you on here if I wasn't confident. You already know the vibes. We had many conversations. So, so this is what we'll do. We'll start off with the rap conversation since, you know what I mean, my sister's from the Bronx. I want to know, you know what I mean? You got to give me your top 5 rappers from the Bronx. All time.
From the Bronx.
From the Bronx.
For that.
Well, I am a Pun fan.
Okay.
I am a super Fat Joe fan. I met Joe when I used to work in Forest Project. He's a really, really nice guy. So I like Joe. I like Pun. I stand for Remy.
Ooh.
Remy is my spirit animal. When Sis said, when I see you, it's on site, baby showers, funeral, or on a flight, I felt like she understood me.
Yeah.
I felt like Sis was speaking my language.
I feel like it's on brand for you. So I feel like it's
very on brand. It's very on brand. If you know, you know. It's very on brand.
Of course.
I have to say, I started listening to him late, even though I was up on him. But Fred, R.I.P. I played myself because I knew about him for years, and I just kind of stutter step, kind of like that. Oh, I'll get around to it, and you know, here we are. So I'm Fred, and and I'm my 5th favorite rapper. I ain't gonna hold you.
Any topic.
Right.
Any topic. MC any topic. That's how we roll.
Yeah, they don't know. I used to be dropping bars out here. They don't fucking know. So I'm riding for me, and that's that.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yo, you got 5 rappers from the Bronx you wanna mention?
Yeah, man. I gotta go number one, even though I don't stand by what this nigga's talking about. KRS-One, Bleed Down Productions,
Okay.
you know, Criminal Minded, By Any Means Necessary, two of my favorite albums ever. But that nigga talking about if Bam was molesting little boys, that's alright, because he the forefather of hip hop. Nah, nigga, I don't know what. I have no idea what you talking about.
Hard
on
copy
that.
on the negative.
So, yeah, I have no idea what the fuck is wrong with you. Number two, I'm gonna go with Slick Rick the Ruler. You know what I mean? One of the dopest storytellers ever. People don't remember he's from the BX. Number three, Pun. You know, one of the dopest lyricists ever. Number four, I'm gonna go with Fred, who Yao put me on to, and one of our infamous debates over the years. And he was like, yo, let me explain something to you, Taj. I said, yo, Guru's a dope rapper. This man right here said I can name 150 MCs better than Guru. And this nigga named 150. This nigga took the time out of his day to name 150.
You know why he's my brother? Because of the petty.
Yeah.
It's the petty.
Yeah.
You know, one of my aliases is Petty Wop. You know?
Petty Wop. Yeah.
I appreciate that type of shit.
Yo, this dude named 150 rappers, and I want to say this is during like Thanksgiving. I'm like, nigga, go eat a turkey with Candace. Go spend some time, like, to name 150 rappers.
You know what I mean?
And, like,
listen, because somebody said I dare you, and I was like, oh really?
Oh, that was it. That's all you heard.
That's all I need. Okay, yeah, I'm here for it. So yeah.
Yo, and we get to like 75, and I'm like, who the fuck is Fred the Godson? Like, nigga, you just naming niggas out the park now. Like, you just naming randoms, man, at fucking Dykeman or Drunk or whatever. He's like, no, Fred is nice. And I was like, come on, like, but yo, Fred, monster. You know, monster. I mean, the God Level album, I listen to that all the time. Like, you know, R.I.P. to Fred, because Fred was just his bars were just stupid. This joint he had up there with Flex, it was just like, yo, what? Like, rewind again. Like, yo, did that nigga just?
I definitely played myself on that one.
Rewind again.
He's actually really good friends with one of my cousins, and they're like family. Like, their kids are are growing up together. So I really just dropped the ball on like really having access to some quality experiences as far as like just hearing him live and shit like that. And I regret that.
Yeah. The dope thing is about music, we can always go back. You know, like you said, you can't get the live things, but you know, so Fred's my number four. Number five, I got a crazy three-way tie. I got Fat Joe, Corey Guns.
Also, I will give Corey my number five. I'll take that L to him because he's kind of fam. So that's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, Corey. A lot of people don't talk about Corey. You know what I mean? And Corey is
they're just disappointed.
Nasty.
They talk about him often. It's just disappointing.
And I'm gonna go with AG. Nobody ever talks about AG from Showbiz and AG from DITC. You know what I mean? And always was a fan. One of my favorite albums is their first joint, Runaway Slave. So you know, definitely was dope. So that's my top five. Yeah, who you got? I'm all ears for you.
Okay, I would say I got Pun. You know, I feel like 97, 98. He was. I still to this day don't think anybody like raps. There's not many people that rap better than Pun in the history of rap. As far as like his pentameter, his wordplay, slick talk. You know what I mean? All that. He was a true spitter. You know what I mean? So rest in peace to Pun. I'm gonna go Fat Joe because Fat Joe, he just delivered the hits, man. Like all through my life, like since I was a teenager and even before that, like he was just, you know what I mean? Gotta go, Joe. You know what I mean? You gotta flow, Joe. Whatever. You mean like back in them days. You know what I mean? So and then
I'm still leaning back, bro.
Of course, we gotta lean back. You know what I mean? He gave us. He's given us classic records throughout the last 20 years. So I go with Joe.
Yo, hold for a second, yeah. With the Joe thing, now I don't think people give a lot of props to Joe for. Joe to me is one of the dopest, like one of the most improved MCs ever. Because Joe.
Yes, he continuously got better.
To the second album, it's like night and fucking day. Like Flo Joe was dope, but it was a lot of Diamonds production. But by the second album, I was like, damn, this nigga is.
He was getting nice.
Like yo, it's like taking it serious now, and he's getting nice with it. And people don't give Joe enough credit for that. And I think a lot of that comes to Pun, because when people. You think the same thing. You think Pun, you think Joe, you think Joe, you think Pun. So it's just kind of like, oh, okay, well, nah, he ain't as nice as Pun. okay, but he nigga's still nice. Like, he's still nice. Like, he's not as nice as Pun, but that's not, Pun is one of the illest. So it's not really a bad thing to not be as nice as Pun. But sorry to cut you. I just wanted to put that in there because I don't think.
No, all good. We have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? So obviously, you know what I mean. I'm partial to Fred. God Level album is crazy. The joint with him and Joel is crazy to me. You know, I've listened to Fred for a little while, and I didn't like Fred at first, but you know what I mean. He grew on me, and I had to give it up. So rest in peace to Fred. And also, I'm gonna go Remy too, because Remy, you know, I gotta put my lady MC in there because she really was repping out here. You know what I mean? For like first album, Battles, she got Battles on her record.
Came out of jail and lit Nicki up for 7 minutes and 36 seconds. I was mid-run.
Yeah,
I'm a runner still. I'm a marathoner. So I was like mid-run. I was like out on I don't know, probably like a 7-8 mile run. Yo, some like Twitter started going off. People started texting me because everybody. So here's the thing: when she got locked up, Kill. When I tell you I ride for her, I was on Twitter every day like free Remy, free Remy.
Right.
The whole time she was locked up, at least once a week, I dropped the free Remy tweet. So when this dropped, everybody that knows me was like, "Yo, you heard your girl," and I was like, "Well, shit, let me press play." Right. Yo, I walked the rest of the way home. I was like, "Nah." She
definitely went fed. I mean, she went fed on that battle, but even like before, I'm talking like what was the battle called back in the day? They used I can't think of the name of it. We used to actually like have a battle. We used to be on MTV. I can't think of the name of the show they had, but I remember she battled Lady Luck. She was out here battling. You know what I mean? Like, so Remy's always gonna have my respect, and you know her verse on Annie Up is outrageous too. So you know what I mean?
Yo, my joke about Remy. Whenever anybody asks me about Papoose, I'm like, first nigga, you gotta be the nicest nigga at your dining room table, and you're not. You know what I mean? If you're not the nicest nigga at Thanksgiving dinner, my nigga, I ain't. And Remy to me is better than Pap. So it's like,
I agree.
Right? Remy gets the big piece of chicken. Remy gets the big piece of chicken in this house. Bro, you get the sides, you get the mashed potatoes and the corn, but Remy gets the chicken, bro. Like, I don't give a fuck what you did.
You get the wing. You get the wing, Papoose.
Right. You're not you're not the nicest nigga at your dining room table. So I fuck with Remy.
So yeah, that's my five. Kill, what's your rap question, Kill?
All right, here's my rap question. I don't know if y'all heard Nas' new album.
I was hoping it was about Nas's album.
Okay, now this conversation could last us the next hour because I was on my man Mike's podcast last night and this shit literally took us to 12:30, like talking about this. Yeah. My question is, what do you expect from a 50-year-old MC? And the reason why I asked that is because we can talk about Nas' album. Like, I heard it, I like it, it's dope. I like it. You know what I mean? I have nothing bad to say about it. But it's almost like, yeah, I don't know if you've ever been out with Kendesi, y'all go to a restaurant, everything is dope, food is good, ambiance is good, and then you look up a year later and you've never gone back. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's really no reason to why you didn't go back because everything was dope. It wasn't calling you like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when I'm like, yo, I feel like Nas is like he's coasting. I feel like he's treading water out here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And people are like, well, Kill, what do you expect from a 50-year-old MC? And I'm like, nigga, the Philly in me, if you step on the court, I'm expecting your best. I don't like people who tread water. I don't do that. You know what I mean? It's why we fucked with AI. Because every night he played every game like it was his last. Nobody's bothering Nas to make no album. Def Jam wasn't in his ear like, yo, nigga, you need to make an album. The fans wasn't. You decided to make an album. Mm-hmm. So if you decide to step into the ring, my nigga, I don't want you coasting. And I think the reason why I heard, well, I'm sorry, let me digress and just ask the question first. So, you know, what do y'all think about the new Nas album? Do y'all think, and like, what do you expect from Nas? Like, people are like, come on, Kill, you can't expect Illmatic Nas. And I'm like, no, nigga, I don't want him with Large Professor them niggas. Yeah. But I do expect, Nas is top 3 in the MC for me of all time. We're talking, this 45 years of hip hop. You're top 3. Nigga, I expect you elite every time because that's what you give us. So
I'll say this, to answer your original question, what do I expect from a 50-year-old rapper? Disclaimer, I am a heavy Jay-Z fan. I don't give a fuck what nobody else gotta say. Right. I thought 444 was stellar.
Okay.
To answer your question, I expect stellar from our stellar artists. I am one and the same. I'm from the Bronx. I don't feel like you get a fucking pass because you used to be hot. Because my nigga, then you used to be hot. You past tense. We talking about right fucking now. And right now, the shit was regular. So I listened to it. I agree. I thought it was a decent album, and I'm heavy on the decent. I thought the beats were fire. I really liked some of the features, but I wasn't moved to no shit. It wasn't like when I first came home with It Was Written.
Right.
And I was like, literally, as soon as I pressed play, I went to walk away from, you know, the fucking old school stereo systems we had with the fucking glass door, the shit, the magnet. I put that shit in the 5-disc changer. I went to walk away to go to the kitchen, and I doubled back immediately. Found myself sitting on the floor just listening. Like I was that drawn in, just off the rip. I put this shit on. I started cleaning my fucking house. It was Sunday.
Right.
Like, it's easy like a Sunday morning in this motherfucker. Like, and I don't turn the Nas for easy like a Sunday morning. Now, while I don't expect him to still be fucking hanging out in front of Queensbridge loitering, I do expect just some better kind of, you know, engagement. And I mean, it wasn't a bad album, but shit, I wasn't moved. I wasn't tweeting about it.
Right.
I'm in the minority in this group, and apparently, I feel like this is a very polarizing album. Either people fuck with it or they don't. You know what I mean? It's like,
but here, keep in mind, before you say that, I fuck with it.
I'm gonna say we like the album.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. I feel you. But for me, like,
I didn't press favorite on title though.
Okay, I hear that. But for me, I actually like the album, and I played it a few times, and I'm not one of these people who's gonna say what do you expect from 50 year old MC, because for me, whatever project you put out is what you put out. But I feel like the rhymes are there. And for me, there are certain songs that I can skip, and that's always a thing with Nas. At least recently, you know what I mean. And to be honest with you, I was just really happy that it was better than that Lost Tapes 2 and that bullshit ass Nasir project that he put out with Kanye. So being a Nas is one of my favorite rappers, I'm not sure to give him a pass, but I was just so happy to hear him rapping well enough over good production. You know what I mean? And maybe I am giving him a pass because he's giving me so much good work over the last 20, 25 years, whatever the case may be. And maybe it might not be an excuse for that, but I enjoy the record. I enjoy the album. I enjoyed Ultra Black. I enjoy the joint Addison Pack. I enjoy Cardi 5. I enjoy Blue Benzes. I enjoy the last joint, the joint called The Cure. I love that record. You know what I mean? So, like I said, but not taking anything away. If I was rating the album, I'd probably give it 3.5 to 4 mics. I think it's in that stratosphere as far as rating. But I understand it if you don't want to go back to it. I understand for most people, I can understand it's like a 1-2 listen thing. Yeah. Particularly now with the climate of music that we're in, wherever there's so much music that comes out, it's going to be tough for anybody.
Can't even keep up. I'm not going to hold
attention. Yeah, so I definitely get it. But for me, I enjoyed the album. You know what I mean? I'm still playing it right now. I know that's crazy to say that I'm playing it a week later, and it's a look. Oh, you're still playing the Nas album? Like, it's only been a week, but those are the times we live in now. You know what I mean? So, but I bang with the album overall, so I have no issue with it at all.
So, what did you say that you expect? Do you expect top tier from a 50-year-old MC? Because what people were saying was like, "Well, Kill, you gotta understand Nas." But I'm like, nigga, this ain't sports. This ain't. This
like, is gotta fucking catch a fucking interception in the end zone. What the fuck
this is all about? This is all in the brain. So
and he seems to be functioning with all his faculties from what the fuck I can tell. So
because he's making good investments supposedly. So.
And honestly, like I don't give an excuse because you got to use Black Thought as a test case. Black Thought is still in lyrical shape. He sounds like he is rapping at a high level. And I know Kill has his feelings about Black Thought as far as like his topic matter. And
he don't rap about shit. It's simple. I'm very simple. He don't rap about shit.
And that's a fair point. But as far as his technical skill, he's still sharp. He still lines them up. You know what I mean? He still lines up the bars, and he's still precision with it. You know what I mean? Like he's still picking his spots and jabbing in and it come with hooks. You know what I'm saying? Like not necessarily hooks in the music sense, but just like in the sense. You know what I mean? So that's a test case. So for me, if you are getting on the mic, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 60, whatever, I'm still holding you accountable to be able to rhyme. You know what I mean? You gotta rhyme. And
I mean, that's the fucking task.
Yeah. And
Exactly.
I can't turn 50 and show up in court like, well, you know, back in my day, I could read the law. No,
Right.
the law is like, you still need to be literate if you're still coming to work.
Exactly.
Yeah. So like I said, like for me, I and this is not to say, and I know Nas doesn't sound as great as he once did. You know what I mean? I can say that with a straight face, and I have no issue with it. But like I said, as far as the album, it's decent. I fuck with it.
But here's the thing. Here's the question. The reason why this came up is because I was, saying, yeah, it's cool, the nigga, whatever. And my man was like, yo, you need to check out Ransom new album, Director Cut 3. And I said, all right, cool. I said, yo, people been telling me about Ransom for years. I've slept. Let me check it out. That nigga is rapping like his whole fucking family is held hostage. Yeah, and if bars ain't dope, they gonna kill his whole family. He is rapping at an elite level.
There's a hunger component to rap, and it's crazy because I just taped the episode of my podcast with one of my sorors who's like really, really big in the beauty industry. And we were just talking about the fact that we grew up in the crack era, and a lot of that is what put our hustle in us and gave us a sense of urgency for everything we do. Well, when you are living in that space, your grind is different, your approach is different. Everything is like, yo, nigga, it's this. I gotta eat or I'm a fucking star. Nas is really not in that place anymore, and clearly doesn't know how to tap into it. Because you can be out of that place and still know how to tap back into it. Yeah. I ain't been in the hood in a long time. Let a motherfucker cross me the wrong way. These black uptowns come out swiftly. I know how to tap the fuck back in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right.
But like also, like you said, Nas hasn't had to go back there. You know what I mean?
Correct.
He hasn't had to go back to that place. So I'm not gonna say I understand it, but I understand where everybody's coming from as far as, him not rapping at the level he once was, or even at the level that Jay is rapping right now. But particularly, and let me say something about Ransom real quick. I listened to all 3 director's cuts, and it's safe to say that this year to 2020, there's not one person that's rapping better than Ransom, and that's a God's honest truth.
I gotta check that out.
You can put Benny, you can put Benny in that class. You can put Freddie in that class. You might even be able to put 38 Special in that class, because these dudes are rapping. You know what I mean? But
and that's the thing, that's the thing. Like, even with Thought, what brought that up to me was when Thought dropped the Stream of Conscious Volume 1, and then Royce dropped Book of Ryan, and Fonte dropped Fonte dropped No News is Good News. Mm-hmm. And they're both barring you. They're both coming at you. But then they're able to talk about raising their children and getting divorced, getting remarried. They're able to talk about life. And then I put them on Thought, and I'm like, nigga, you still doing Hot 97. Like, nigga, you don't make songs. Like, that's the thing. Black Thought doesn't make songs. He just rhymes for 5 minutes over a beat. Nigga, that's not a song. You know what I mean? Nigga, where's the chorus? There is no chorus.
My guy.
There's nothing. There's no bars. You just hit record and play and just go. That's not no song. You know what I mean? So for me, and people were like, well, you can't compare Ransom to Jay because they're in 2 different classes. I mean, to Nas. And I'm like, look, I never went in a cypher and did an age check. Like, how old are you? And how old are you? Okay, well, then you're my competition. And no, you're not. No, I'm 46. I came from an era where you had to look at the competition around you. Q-Tip said, yo, I heard The Chronic. I had to get another mindset to make Midnight Neurons. Like, it was always a friendly competition. And to me, even Nas is not tapped into what's out here. Because if you was, you wouldn't be doing these. Even Ransom. Crazy thing, Ransom was on Twitter on Friday talking about, y'all really feeling this shit?
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, Nas is my hero. Like, Nas is my number one. And I'm hurt that I'm outbarring this nigga. Type thing, you know what I mean? So that's just my thing all the time. Like, yo,
you bring up a good point though with competition, because that's kind of like the origin of rap. Like,
it has to be.
Motherfuckers was battling,
right?
And as you transcend and you kind of move along in your career, and you're not like battling in the playground no more. You just dropping albums. It's kind of on you to create that kind of mentality in your brain that I'm still battling everybody fucking around me. Like, it's me versus everybody.
Like how Jordan is like,
yes, you gotta manufacture the lie.
I took that personal. You know what I
mean? but the wild part is that's exactly right. But here's the thing: as much as I hated Kobe, I loved his Mamba mentality.
You are my man, Kill. Yes.
yo, it's like
Kobe also.
Yeah,
I like the guy as a man,
yeah. But the mentality is that's where I'm like everybody, because my man is like, oh well, you know, Ransom trying to get a chip, Nas already got chips. I said, but then you have the Kobe mentality of no, I want more chips.
Yeah,
like 5 chips ain't enough for me. I want more.
I want a bag. I shop at Costco. I want all the fucking chips.
And that's the problem that I'm like you said yourself. I'll give you an example. Common did this joint called I forgot the name of the album, but it was supposed to be about all the gang violence that was going on in Chicago. And I was like, yo, this gonna be dope. Nigga, you can't make that album in Hollywood. You and No ID gotta move to Chicago for a year. You gotta get a condo, you gotta go to these town hall meetings, you gotta go to these funerals, you gotta go talk to these people's mothers, you gotta talk. You can't make a song. I live in Maryland. I can't make an album about Philly right now. If I want to make it, I got to go there. So like you said, you have to manufacture whatever you have to tap into. Rakim said, when I get writer's block, I just go out and live a little bit.
Yeah. Actually,
so that means
authenticity.
Right. That means I can't take the Bentley today. You know what? I'm going to take the A train. I'm going to just fucking take the A train and live a little bit. You know, but to me, if you step in the ring, my nigga, I'm expecting your best. You talk about Jay went in his motherfucking bag on that Jay Electronica album. He went in his bag.
Jay-Z featuring Jay Electronica is a banger.
Exactly. And that's exactly what it is. Jay, my man Ev doesn't even like Jay. He called me like, yo, this nigga Jay. And I'm like, nigga, you don't even like Jay. He was like, yo, to be 50 years old and to be coming with these bars is incredible. And like you said, I just think these people need to find out what they need to tap into. Maybe for Jay, it was like, yo, Jay Electronica is supposed to be the next one. So if I'm going to be next to him, I'm going to have to...
I'll tell you right now, Jay was all the way in competition mode. First of all, we're Sagittarians. We're always competing. I don't give a fuck what you think you're doing well. I'm doing it excellent. Period.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And that's that on that.
Right. All right, cool. So that was my hip hop question. Just wanted to do a litmus check of what's the 50 year and over crowd? Because most people are like, oh, come on,
Kill. I'm 40. I'm 40. So we
right. Because my whole thing is, like I said, if you this ain't sports. Because my man was like, well, what if LeBron can't go play Jordan? I'm like, fuck basketball. How about playing chess? See, that wouldn't change anything because it's all up here.
Comparing tangerines and starfruit.
Right. I'm like, it's all up here. It's in your mind. And I'm like, I told niggas, I know I'm cut from a different cloth. Yeah. If I don't feel like I can still do it, here's a great example of somebody who's still doing it like they like Depends on it. Pete Rock. Pete Rock is still making beats at a crazy level. At a crazy example. Pete Rock, I heard the Creator when I was in 11th grade, y'all. 11th grade. I was 16. I'm 46. The album he just dropped with Flea Lord a couple of weeks ago got some of the dopest beats on it. Retropolitan that he did with Skyzoo.
Skyzoo. Crazy. Honestly, that's my favorite. My favorite album from last year. Honestly, crazy. The beats on there are crazy.
But that's what I mean, and that's what I mean. That Pete is coming from the mindset of pull up. I don't give a fuck who these new niggas is.
And that's it.
Whoever you are, pull up and let's go. And the problem is most niggas don't have that attitude. Most niggas is like, oh, he's 50. Oh, nah, sounds good. Cool. You know, we'll accept it. And I'm like, I'm just not cut from that cloth is all. You know, I'll be the odd man out. I don't mind being by myself. But nigga, if
I'm on that island with you, killer.
If you step in that ring, nigga, you better be coming with your A game.
True. Most definitely. Let's go to sneakers. Let's go to kids.
All right.
We could be here till tomorrow.
Hey, Kill, I ain't gonna say and hold you. One day I went to my homie's daughter's birthday party, right? Snobby shows up with some sneakers that had dog ears on them. Dead ass. Like Snoopy flop. I was going to tell you, Taj, if you got them, I didn't want to put too much pressure on you because I know how many sneakers you got.
I don't think it was those. I think it was the Bones, the Adidas by Jeremy Scott Bones. It was for Sienna's birthday, right?
Sienna's birthday. That's what it was. Yeah, Sienna's birthday.
Yeah. I can go get those.
I don't put too much pressure on you because I know you got a.
Nah, those are outside the box, so that's why.
I was gonna say, honestly, keep it a buck. Tasha got like a top 10 collection that people that I know.
I appreciate you.
I personally have never seen her wear a sneaker twice, and she's a runner, so you know she got that part of it too. Like she's running sneakers. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's a whole different collection. So what my question to y'all today is for sneakers, and I know we all Nike heads in here, all of us, no question.
Checks over stripes.
You know what I mean? So, but let me ask you this. What is the sneaker brand not named Nike that is your go-to?
Not named Nike. Right now, in this very moment, it is Adidas.
Okay. I can dig it.
And that's because I'm kind of in love with NMDs. I just love them. They're like mad easy to put on, easy
Comfy.
to take off. Yeah, they're super comfy. So they're like my go-to, running errands, blah, blah, whatever. But the sneakers brand that I'm kind of starting to lean back into after eons, and I'll keep it a buck, it's because of my homie, is Puma.
Yo, listen, and you're
Sham has
I'm about to say.
Sham has absolutely swayed me.
I was gonna say, so Sham God's actual home, like that's a home, that's a people, that's a family. You know what I mean? So
Dopest crossover ever. Ain't even know. It's
Ever. Not up for debate.
I tell people all the time, don't even, Sham God's name. I'm waiting on a Sham God shirt right now that I ordered like 4 months ago. Like Sham is the fucking.
It took me like 3 months to get a jersey, and I know the nigga.
Yeah.
Sham is the guy, man.
They got the new collection that he's got on Puma. Also, not to go off tangent, I'm not sure if y'all saw that Cameron freestyle that he did this time.
You know what I did?
Bro.
Sham had on the whole Sham high school getup.
The whole joint.
High school jersey.
Jersey shorts. Jersey and the shorts. He had the Sham God high school jersey and shorts. I was like, yo, Cam is a goddamn Cam.
I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah, so I definitely fuck with. Obviously, we all fuck with Sham God. I feel like you're not a real hoop dude or not real hoop fan. I should say.
Yeah.
If you don't know and you don't fuck with Sham God,
yeah, your shit is questionable.
And here's the thing, y'all. And the thing is that I tell this new generation, yo, Google is your fucking friend. Okay,
Yeah.
but two,
so dumb.
right? But two. People are your friends. Like I tell, some nigga told me that the other day, like, yo, you could Google that. Nigga, I ain't Googling shit. I was there, my nigga. I don't have to Google. You know what I mean? Like, Google it, but then find somebody, right? Like, but then find somebody who was there to explain to you. Because cats will be like, oh, the Sham Guy, oh, that crossover, I hear about it. Nigga, it's called the Sham Guy. It's
literally named after him, bro.
That alone should be enough for you to want to go do the research. That alone, there's no crossover called the Iverson. There's no crossover called the Hardaway. Like, it's called the Sham Guy, and it's a crossover that wasn't even in the NBA like that. This is a crossover that's come from Harlem and from the Bronx and from playground.
From uptown. And mad people didn't even realize he was coaching the Mavericks. I'm like, he's been there like going on 5 years now.
Right.
He's still involved with the league.
You can literally see his work in the way they play. Y'all seen his Lucas shit last. Y'all seen that Lucas shit.
Hell yeah.
My God.
Luka definitely
I was like, oh, y'all niggas working in the bubble.
Right.
Say left. I thought y'all was running hookers. Say left.
Luka has definitely been in the lab with Sham God a lot this year. No question about it. No question. So, for me,
everybody Google that, figure that shit out, and y'all come back and figure out who Sham God is, because it's that important. Plus, his beard game is crazy too. So y'all gotta do that too.
Yeah.
Absurd. Shit is moisturized. Absurd.
I'm gonna stop to give it up to Kill, because Kill got the salt and pepper. That's
a fact. I was about to give him his props.
Good looking.
So for me, I'm gonna go 2 brands because first of all, Pumas, because honestly, when I got out of college, I had no bread, yo. But I still had to be fly, you know what I mean? And Pumas were an acceptable, like you get the Puma suedes, low top Pumas, all that, you know what I mean? Those were $50-$60. I could live off those, because when I was getting out of college, I was making $28,000 a year. I couldn't buy $150 pair of nothing. You know what I mean? So I always, and people were clowning me, but I was like, "Oh, Puma, these shits is comfy," and they had all the colors. But like what I noticed back then is a lot of white dudes complimenting my Pumas, a lot of soccer players complimenting my Pumas. I'm like, yo, I respect it though. You know what I mean?
Heavy soccer brand. They are a heavy soccer brand.
Another one I'm really into is Asics. Have always been dear to my heart.
I love Asics.
You know what I mean? Always Asics gels, the gel lights.
They don't get their due.
They don't get nearly enough. So when they first came back out, I want to say it's probably like 06, 07. I was in Foot Locker and I was like, "It's $75 for. Give me 2."
They have some dope collabos too. A6 has some really dope
collabos. Fire, and they have Diodora too. Not to mention, I'm gonna mention another sneaker, Diodora as well. But them A6, when I walked in ESPN, niggas was like, "Yo, what the fuck? Their color scheme." I'm like, "Oh, you ain't used to this." You know what I mean? Like these A6. Particularly because I went to high school outside of Philly, so there's a whole bunch of sneaker brands that people rock in Philly that people don't rock anywhere else. Like at least back in the 90s and 2000s, you know what I mean? So Diodora and Ace was pretty big. But as far as New York, Connecticut, we love
Diodoras in New York.
They do.
That was a drug dealer sneaker. That's what one of them shit, drug dealers.
My homies, my OGs said the same things. Like all the dealers had a Diodora.
All the drug dealers had Diodoras.
You know what I mean? Definitely. So
honestly, for a long time, I thought they cost more money than they cost because all the drug dealers had it. Come to find out, my sneaker game was better than theirs. I was like,
So for me, Ace, and also Aces are mad comfortable. Like you feel like you walking on pillows when you walk around with them joints. At least, you know what I'm saying. So my two, I know I said one, but I picked two. I'm gonna go Pumas and Aces. Those are my two go-to brands outside of Nike.
I can support that.
Yo, the crazy thing is, I'm just looking here and I'm like, God, all I got is Nikes, man. Like, you know what I mean?
It always feels like that. But if you one pair of something else.
It's like, you know, if you would have said Jordans, I could have been like, you know.
We could be there all day if we get to them J's.
But one of the things I do love, I love old school joints. So like, I fuck with some Converse, like some old school low tops like this for the summer.
I'm gonna grab I'm gonna grab something for y'all. All
right. So like these low school Converse, and then like y'all was saying, I'm trying to get back into the Pumas. I just haven't seen enough to be like, let me fuck with them like that. But
even the newer Pumas that came out, like over the last 2-3 years, them shit, I'm telling you, they're fire. They're fire and they're comfy. I promise you that. My homie, my cousin, whose mother passed away, him and his brother wore Pumas to the funeral, and I was like,
wow.
Me and Candace were like, yo, I can't lie, them joints, fire.
At a funeral, right?
Yeah, at a funeral, fire.
Right.
Tosh, would you pull out the closet, Tosh? Would you pull out right now?
First, I pulled out the ones you asked about, the Jeremy Scotts by Adidas. They're the Bones.
Those were them. That's what it was. That's what it was. I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Those are dope. I never even seen them before.
Yeah.
And then, so Converse is technically on brand for Swoosh because they own them. However, listen, I fuck with them.
Those are tight.
I haven't worn them yet. They gonna come out soon.
Those are dope.
Well, Tosh,
I sent them to her house.
Tosh, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
How many pairs of sneakers do you have in your collection that you haven't worn yet?
I don't know because I hope I should never see this, right? So I felt really mature and I downsized, right? I got rid of a lot of stuff. I donated a lot of sneakers. I felt really good, right? Like, wow, look at me giving back.
Right.
And then I blinked and I'm back up to like a little over 100. But I know we've been in quarantine, so I don't know.
Right.
I was fucking all the quarantine like a crackhead, like.
Right.
So I don't know. I honestly don't have an answer. I have no idea.
I feel you on the quarantine. Like that you were saying, I need to social distance myself from my debit card because I done bought so much low. I done ran out of how much low I done brought just in the past 5 months. Like it makes absolutely no sense. And you a low life?
Yo, you
hold on. Tosh is a low life. I forgot to tell you, Tosh is a low life too.
So then we got
I gotta throw a low piece in there.
Got a low question.
So real quick, the doorbell rang today, and Candace was like, "Oh, you got another package?" I was like, "Well, shit, you got it." I was like, "You got another package?" I was like, I did buy another pair of sneakers. She was like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yo, here's what happened."
I'm very judgy sometimes, you know.
Tosh. Last week I got a coupon from Nike.
I did too. It's exciting.
Spend $150, get half off, right? Or no, $75 what it was. So I said, you know what? Hey, babe, here's a coupon. Have at it. She gonna hit me the day before the coupon ends, and she gonna be like, I couldn't find nothing. I was like, okay, I'm gonna find something.
No problem.
So she was like,
right back.
She was like, you just gotta spend. I'm like, I'm not turning down $75 off from the Nike website.
No one is. No one is.
You
Literally, no one is.
It's impossible. It's impossible.
Yeah.
No one's doing that. That's crackhead status. No one.
You know what I mean? She laughing about it right now, drinking a wine. She's sipping a wine, laughing about it. She's probably gonna yell at me about it later.
About this Appleton.
I'm drinking IW Walker. It's a whiskey. I'm not sure if y'all heard. It's pretty good, pretty solid, it's smoky. So, but yeah, you know. IW Harper is what it is. She's correct. I'm sorry.
All right, look, get your stuff right, yeah. Come on, man. Come on.
My bad. All
right, yo, my kid question for y'all is: what is the pair of sneakers that made you fall in love with the game, and would you still rock them now?
That made me fall in love.
I didn't know anything else, so I couldn't.
But I mean, I know for me, the first thing. Were you gonna say, Tosh?
I was just saying, like, I honestly can't even nail. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint a sneaker because it's all I knew. Like, like my mother made me this animal. She's responsible for the savage that I am. By the time I was like, I don't know, I want to say like 10, because we didn't throw any of my baby sneakers away. So the whole closet was just stacked up with all my sneakers for like 10 years. Whatever my little sister could fit at the time, we gave to her. And then whatever else, you know, she couldn't fit, I kind of donated to my cousin. So I remember vividly this day in particular because I took them all out. I cleaned them all, you know, toothbrush, washed the places by hand, relaced them up, reboxed them. Felt like little Santa Claus to my cousin and shit. Like, oh, here's a pair of Air Force Ones, you know, here's some Jordans, here's this, here's that. And it's just all I knew. I didn't know anything else. I didn't even know that I was, like, for lack of a better way to put it, like, exceptional at, you know, the sneaker game until I got to, like, I'd say about junior high school.
Okay.
Because like other kids from different neighborhoods went to my school. It wasn't just the kids that already knew me. And they were pointing out, they were like, yo, every week you got new kicks. And I was like, yeah, nigga, don't you? Fuck, you gonna wear them shit again on Monday? Fuck you talking about? That week is over. And I didn't realize that motherfuckers like, nah, we gotta stretch these sneakers this semester. I was like, oh, that's wild. That's what y'all doing? This is great.
Right.
So it was just all I knew.
You was born into it.
Yeah. I didn't know any better.
I can see that.
Okay. All right.
You know my mom, yeah. You know what it is.
Oh no, Shazo. Let me talk about Shazo. I'm not gonna say like when she's aggressive about something, she's letting you know this is how it's going to be. And I'm pretty sure she was like, yo, Tasha, you're gonna wear these sneakers and you're gonna keep them nice, and we're gonna increase your collection as the years go on. That's right. Listen,
so we're gonna increase your ass whippings. You got
that's it. That's it. Shay's gonna whoop niggas' ass today.
Now.
Today. But yeah, like okay. For me, I think the sneaker that so I was like okay. I always say this. My first pair that I ever loved was the Jordan 4s. I was like 10 when they came out, and I've been a fan of
one of my faves.
But the first sneaker that ever made me like really wanted to like start collecting sneakers. I'm not sure people remember this, but when Penny's rookie year, he wore a sneaker called the Air Ups, and it was like it almost looked like a Shaq's. It was a triangle design with a Nike sign, and they were that magic royal blue. They were black and white. I'll pull a picture up. They were black and white.
I think I had them
with a hint of blue, and it was then. Right then and there, I was like, okay, I love these sneakers, and also East Bay catalog was coming out at that time too. So you know what I'm saying? It was like, yo, at that point, obviously I didn't have no money, but I just had to have these big catalogs to see which ones I would be able to cop if I was able to cop them. I was circling like, yeah, I gotta have these, even though I never end up buying them because who has money in 8th grade?
Yeah, I did have them. I know exactly what they are.
Of course, Tasha, you know what I'm saying? I forgot who I was dealing with, but yeah, so like the Air Ups were the first thing that I was like, okay, now I'm getting to my like, okay, now I want Pennies, now I want Tim Hardaway's, now I want Dave Robinson's, now it's like everything that I even Converse, like Larry Bird joints, the black Larry Birds, the purple and yellow Magic Johnson joints that came out. I wanted all of them shits after I saw that. It might have had something to do with age as well. It's kind of coming into my own as well. Probably 12, 13 when they came out, so that might have something to do with it. But Air Ups were like legendary for me, and I was like, okay, I love sneakers. Now I love sneakers. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I think for me it was 84 Beat Street just came out. I wanted to be Lee and the Rocksteady crew and everything, and it was just like the low top Clyde Puma joints, the suede red Pumas. Like that was it that made me just go like, yo, I want those. I gotta have the fat laces, whatever, I gotta do it. So that's the sneaker like that made me literally fall in love with the game. You know what I mean? Like before that, it was kicks, but and a lot of people my age will say that Adidas, the famous Run DMC 3-stripe joints, shell toes. But for me, now it was before that. It was definitely the Clyde Frazier joints, man. It's crazy because I found these joints out in I was in Indianapolis once at a mall and found these joints. Like they was like on sale for like $20.
They got some
$20.
They re-released the Clyde Fraziers in like some dope colorways and some dope patterns.
So it's like that was the first thing that I fell in love with, and it's been love ever since. Like you said, sneaking sneakers in here like it's the fucking Underground Railroad.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if it's unpopular. It just might be a discontinued brand, but that I loved when I was younger, and I had every fucking color. Etonic. I love them shits. I had like fucking 30 pair, yo. Every time they dropped the color, I had to have them. I had the fabric. I had the leather. Yo, I loved them shits.
Did y'all have the rules with the Velcro on them?
Those were Lottos. Yeah, I had
Lottos.
Yeah. The Lottos. I had Lottos British Knights. I remember I really wanted. LA Gear had dropped. They had dropped the double tongue with the light in the back, and I really wanted them. Like I wanted them super bad. So I was like, yo, let me get them. Shazo was like, I'm not buying them bum ass sneakers. I was like, oh, like high key, I was hurt because I felt like, yo, she's questioning my fucking style. Like, I'm
right.
But yeah, she was like, yo, I'm not buying them. So I was like, sis got me fucked up. I'm getting these sneakers. So I was in the line with my grandmother at the supermarket, reading the Right On magazine. They had a writing competition in the back. The winner got a pair. They were LA Gear brats. And the winner of the writing competition was gonna get the sneakers. So I convinced my grandmother to buy me the fucking magazine because I was a fucking Pulitzer Prize winner in the 5th fucking grade. So I got the magazine. I entered the contest. I fucking won. The sneakers The sneakers came to the house, and my mother still smoked me. She's like, I don't give a fuck how you got them. I wasn't buying them.
That's crazy.
Yo, another joint.
Go ahead, Phil.
No. I was gonna say another brand that a lot of people slept on, and Will and Jeff rocked them, Lecoq Sportif joints. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all remember them joints.
Sportif.
Lecoq Sportif.
Yep.
That was definitely a Will and Jeff thing. Like they was getting sponsored by
Westchester shit for us. Yeah. That was a Westchester.
What was you gonna say, yeah?
I actually forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. I got the game on too. Luke was kind of getting.
I got the game on.
Watching the game too.
It's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. You know what I mean? We gotta keep our heads in a few pots. Keep our eyes on the pulse of things going on. You know what I'm saying? So, where we at? Are we at hoops yet? Is it we at?
We at hoops. Yeah, we at hoops.
Okay. All right. My hoop question. Okay. So, all of us are, and I'm not so much of a Duke hater as I was before, but just based on Coach K and getting older and
Coach K
doing more. I feel you. Okay.
Exactly. It's the fucking devil. It's the devil. That's what he is.
That's fair. So all of us here in some way, shape, form, fashion have been or are Duke haters. Okay. But can you remember?
I hope Paul sees this. I really hope Paul sees this.
Oh, I'll tag him. Don't worry. I'll tag him.
Here's a wild part, because I want to just, I'm not a Duke hater. I hate Duke. Those are two different things.
That's
you know
fair.
what I mean? I just want to break that down because some people, when you hear you're a hater, like it's almost a tinge of jealousy. Fair. Like I'm jealous of what Duke does. I'm not a Duke hater. I hate Duke.
Fair point.
Totally different things.
So all of us at some point have hated Duke.
Duke. There you go.
That's fair. Okay. So let me ask you this: Can you guys point to the moments where you said, and I know for you, Tosh, because you're a North Carolina fan, it's probably since the day you became a North Carolina fan, you were like, I hate Duke.
Correct. So, I can tell you when it amplified.
Okay, and that's fair. And so and that's fine. We'll go with that. But for me, I want to go over everybody's first moment. So I'll start. The first moment, like I never liked Duke, but then it was that national semifinal. No, I'm sorry, national regional game when they played Kentucky. and I saw Christian Leitner in between.
That's my amplifier. That nigga.
After the whistle, he stepped on Cuz, like stepped on a dude that was laying on the floor, and I was beside myself. I was like 9, 10 years old. I was like, how can anybody just step on somebody? You know what I mean? I couldn't fathom that shit. I was like, this motherfucker just stepped on somebody, like with his feet, his bare feet. And listen, I'm 10 years old, but I know that's a line you're not supposed to cross. You're not supposed to cross at all. And then, you know what I mean, later in the game is when he hit that fucking famous ass shot from, you know. So that was the moment I was like, fuck this, fuck Duke. Leitner, Bobby Hurley can eat a bowl of dicks. Like, I don't want, I'm all set. So that was the moment for me. So I'm asking y'all, I know, like I said, Tasha, I know this is probably deep for you, deep down, and I'm sure it will kill too. Me and Kill are UConn fans, so we probably have a similar hate for Duke. What was the moment for you, Tosh?
So I hated them forever, right?
Okay.
Here's the thing. So first off, I didn't even know Duke existed, right? Duke was not a thing. Mm-hmm. How I even ended up a UNC fan is because I'm a motherfucking rebel with a cause. My dad played for St. John's, and he was a big time player when he played. He played with fucking Mark Jackson and Chris Mullin. Those are his teammates. He, played during the Jordan era, and the natural adversary to the Big East was the ACC at the time. So I just naturally gravitated to that conference because that motherfucker makes me sick. So any opportunity to cheer against him, I was pro. And then, so I happened to be watching the game, and Dean Smith lost his shit. He fucking blacked out, and I was like, I like this guy, man.
Right.
So I actually became a UNC fan because I was drawn to Dean Smith. I was drawn to the coach, as opposed to any of the other players. And then naturally, just from watching UNC play, I was like, yo, first of all, fuck them. Who are these fuckers? Then as I got older, Christian Leitner came about, and then once I learned he was from Buffalo, I was like, this all makes sense. I went to school in Buffalo, Kill. I was like, this all makes sense now. This level of assholery is right on brand for the 7-6. This is
I like that word, assholery. I love that.
And that's what this motherfucker offered us. And I was like, yeah, fuck him. And then I think the only person from Duke I never hated was Grant Hill. That might be the only
hate.
It's hard to hate. It's hard to hate him. Like, what do you hate about him, right? It's like, it's hard to hate.
Game so smooth.
I didn't, when we drafted RJ, I was like, yo, fuck that kid, B. Fuck you. Fuck that kid, yo. Because the same year, the Giants drafted a quarterback out of Duke. I said, so we gonna go 2 for 2 with the dick shit?
Right.
Like, what we doing? The fuck? Big man.
Yo, Tosh
I love it, B. I love it. And at the end of the day, it's same for me, Hurley and Leitner. Like, just those two. It was like, it's like fucking AIDS and herpes put together. Like, I just can't fuck with them two, B. Like, them two together, like, I literally, the friends that I know who first of all, I even question sometimes your black ability, just as a black person to even root for Duke. Just putting it out there. You know what I mean? I get it now because now we're seeing black players. They even had it where you go to barbershop, you want the Duke starting 5. Like, you already knew what it was. You know what I mean? But the era I came up in, dog, it was just all white people. And it was just like, not just white people, it was just asshole white people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't, I ain't got nothing against white folk, but even I know white folk who hate Christian Hurley and Bobby, or like, even they hate them. And then, who was the one who was punching niggas in their balls lately? And he got drafted.
Oh, Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen.
Yeah,
it's like, yo, how are y'all making excuses for this dude? Like, yo, he's just
out about that shit. This
it's like, how
the March Madness.
Yeah. Yo, it's like, yo, how are you letting this dude live? And I'm not talking about other people, the black people on the team. How are you not checking this dude? Like, what is? That's why I'm like, yo, when my man Donnell's a big Duke fan, I'm like, nigga, you fuck with Satan. You a devil worshiper. That's what I call him. I call Duke fans devil worshipers because Coach K is Satan. and you're worshiping. Again, I don't see how as a black man you can't check this white boy on your team who's just going over the top, and you know he's going over the top. Like I got to question your blackness now, my nigga. Like, how do you let that ride? Like, you should have got punched in the face plenty of times, but it should have started in your locker room.
No question.
And that's the problem. So
that's an overarching problem in this era. People haven't never been punched in their fucking face.
I agree. Totally.
Overarching issue.
There you go. I'm with Chris Rock. We need bullies. Bullies fucking help. You know, we need them, you know, and so I'm with you. Like, that's what's wrong with these Twitter fingers. Niggas, I'll tell you, I've given out my fucking teen center address plenty of times. Nigga, if you want to talk greasy, please. Come on down.
Down your IP address. I'll find you. You don't gotta give me shit.
I tell niggas all the time, y'all can come down to 2504 Pomeroy, Southeast. Just ask the niggas on the basketball court where Kill is. Just come on down. But y'all ain't gonna do that, so fall the fuck back with what you tweeting right now.
Very true.
You know, but I agree with you wholeheartedly. That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. All right, my question for y'all, and it may be hard because I know y'all are Knicks fans, but just think outside the box of being a Knicks fan for a minute.
Listen, I've abandoned them until they get rid of fucking Dolan. I'm on strike.
Let me explain to you, I was on strike as a Sixers fan until they fired Brett Brown.
So you understand.
We could be here for an hour talking about how horrible.
Kill been going off on Brett Brown for 3 years.
I don't want Ben Simmons. I don't want Joel Embiid. I don't want any of them. I don't want Elton Brand. I want it just blown up, and let's put it back together. Because here's the thing with Ben. Ben doesn't want to get better. I love that Maya Angelou quote of when people show you who they are, believe them. Ben has showed us for 5 years he's got the same offensive game he had when he was at LSU. He's not going to get better. We didn't ask him. He like, look, y'all, I bulked up. Nigga, we ain't asked you to bulk up. We asked you to take jumpers. Hey, look, everybody, I'm defensive player of the year. Nigga, we didn't ask you to do that. We asked you to take jumpers. You refuse to, and B refuses to stay in shape. He's not a leader. You know what I mean? He throws temper tantrums. So here's my question to y'all. Who would you say should be our next coach?
Ooh, okay, so I'll start. Honestly, and I know you don't want to hear nothing about the Van Gundy's. You don't want to hear none of that.
Right. But tell me who and why.
Honestly, Charles Barkley brought something up pretty clever the other day. Maybe y'all go with Maurice Cheeks, man. You know what I mean? Like former Philly legend. You know what I mean? Has been an assistant coach in the league probably for like the last 10 years. And you know, I feel like the best coaches we always have most of the time have played point guard at a high level. You know what I mean? Just because they see the game differently than a lot of people. Yeah. I would say Maurice Cheeks, but honestly, I wouldn't have any issue with y'all hiring the Van Gundy. If y'all, the Mark Jackson route would scare me only because I got so much information on the Mark Jackson situation. It's really ridiculous.
Yeah, what you told me alone, I'm good.
Yeah. You know, Mark has his issues, and if he's changed those issues, which I find it, I don't think he has, because most of the time when you're a religious guy, particularly in Christianity, you stand on your morals. You know what I mean? You stand 10 toes down on your morals. You know what I mean? So like, and that wasn't very well received when he was a Warriors coach, and that was part of the complaint. He also used to do a lot of slimy shit, like pitting players and coaches against each other. You know what I mean? Like kind of
irony of feeling like you have the moral high ground while being a fucking creep.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You can't be Christian and be doing, you know, the fuck.
You know, niggas is a la carte Christians. It's whatever's convenient.
A la carte Christians. Very, very true. So like that would scare me. But if I had to pick one, like I said, Chuck said Maurice Cheeks.
Now you do remember he coached us before, right?
Did he? Oh,
yeah, he did.
Was that with AI?
Yeah, it was.
Wow. Well, listen. For me, we hired Tibbs, so I don't know what the fuck is going on. Honestly, you know what I mean?
At this point, they may as well give me the motherfucking playbook, because I mean that's literally where we're fucking at. Like that's where we're at.
that was the craziest hire to me for y'all because I'm like, yo, this man has done nothing. He has done nothing.
Which is why I feel like I'm an eligible candidate. I've also done nothing. Yes. I'm on brand.
Right.
Foolish.
All right, so yeah, you're saying a Van Gundy?
Honestly, like it's just tough because of the coach, like the coaching pool. You don't really hear too much about guys who have like been all the guys who've been fired and who haven't been coaching in a while.
Like who in the pool left? Who's still swimming?
But here's the crazy part because my thing is the only reason why I don't want a Van Gundy. I feel like all them coaches are played out. Great basketball minds, maybe a good assistant, which they wouldn't want to be because they've been head coaches.
They've been head coaches.
No, nobody 21 years old wants to listen to Jeff or Stan, run you through drills that was invented in 1978.
I was about
you know what I mean?
They look at it from a different era.
And you haven't even won any chips. And maybe if they won some chips, then they could say, okay, but you were the two coaches who always were right there but never did it. Is number one. Number two, my thing is I want to find somebody new. I don't know who to hire, but I'm tired of doing the coach carousel. I feel like I want to do it Danny Ainge. Go out and find a Brad Stevens. Somewhere on this planet Earth is a motherfucker who knows how to coach basketball. Find that person.
Because y'all might know whether or not he's been in the coaching pool. In all fairness, me and the NBA, we got a sordid history. We're not in a good place, if you will. Has John Stark ever coached?
John Starks?
Yeah.
No, never coached. No, not his thing. He's more like the he does a lot of like community stuff with the Knicks and stuff like that. But I don't think.
No, I know. I've seen him at events. I've met him several times at different events.
Yeah.
But just because we're talking about thinking outside the box, he crossed my mind.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he wants to do it. He's struck me as a guy that would like to. Because listen, coaching professional sports.
I don't think he wants to do it. I think if he wanted to do it, he'd do it. I'm just throwing out hypotheticals and niggas that ain't in the fucking piss pool already.
Yeah, right. I mean,
urine.
What's probably gonna have to happen is they're probably gonna go like, I mean, they're talking about Jay Wright for Villanova, but I'm not sure why would Jay Wright leave a perfectly great position in Villanova.
I'll tell you something. If I was a college coach, you couldn't get me to leave that shit.
Yeah.
Those guys are the best.
Yeah. Let me explain to you about why a college coach should never leave. Being a college coach and leaving to come to the NBA is literally like. If you go to be a principal of a school in the hood, they're gonna say, okay, you got these 8th graders reading on a 3rd grade level. We need these motherfuckers reading on an 8th grade level by next year. That shit's impossible. You're already setting me up to fail. There's no way I'm gonna get these 8th graders to be able to read in a year. And then if I do move up a grade level, you're gonna get so goddamn happy. You're gonna be like, okay, let's get them up 2 grade levels. That's the same thing with the NBA. Like, why? So again, I know some coaches have the mentality of, I want to see what the next level is. I want to see if I can go and work on that next level. Do it all you want. Not too many people make it, and you end up back at another college.
And not just NBA. I wouldn't leave a fucking AA football program either. The coach in the NFL, get the fuck out of here. Fucking Saban is living like the king of fucking Alabama, and half the NFL coaches couldn't even fucking get a seat next to that nigga at dinner. Nah.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. Jay Wright is a guy that knows he's brought in some chips to the city. I wouldn't leave. It's like Coach K leaving. Why would Satan leave? Like, he wouldn't. You know what I mean? So
they only get that nigga to leave to coach the fucking Olympics, and then he comes right back. Like,
right.
I wouldn't leave either. I wouldn't leave.
No way.
But I know people are saying Ty Lue. I don't want Ty.
I don't think that's a great idea.
My man was saying Jason Kidd for
bad look.
It's a very bad look.
Bad look.
Here's my thing.
Weren't they trying to off kid on us?
But see, y'all were gonna try and hire. The problem is the NBA now wants to hire coaches for the wrong reason. It was, the Knicks should hire a kid because he's cool with Giannis and he can get Giannis to come to New York. But then my problem is you hire him for that, then he doesn't come to New York. Now you're stuck with Jason Kidd. I mean, and it's the same thing.
That's why they hired Fizdale. That's why they hired Fizdale, because they thought he had ties to KD and and LeBron, and it was like, yo, bruh, nah, bruh, like it's not how this is going down.
And not for nothing.
You know who y'all should get? Kenny Atkinson, the Nets coach who got fired. He was in Brooklyn. He is a phenomenal coach. Listen, if you think about when he got there to Brooklyn, like Brooklyn was in shambles. They were in shambles.
Right. I was shocked he got fired. I was shocked he got fired.
Still New York. New York still specializes in fucking up.
Word is that apparently Kyrie and KD didn't think that he could take that team to the next level. And I mean, that's fucked up because I mean, what he's done with player development for that squad, like put it like this, bro. He was coaching there 3 years. The Knicks, even if you don't count KD and Kyrie, the Nets have like 7 players better than the Knicks' best player without KD and Kyrie. And that's all from coaching and player development. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like Kenny Atkinson might be the best look for y'all. He might be the best coach available. Honestly, keeping it all the way real. So
I'm not mad at that because that's what I want. Like my man is like, get kid for Ben Simmons. I don't want to hire a coach for a player who may not be here next year.
So this is what I was about to say. First of all, that whole approach is fucking stupid in this NBA climate because these aren't the fucking Scottie Pippins of fucking right. of the past that are signing dick ass contracts and fucking themselves over. They don't give like. They're still gonna be friends. Like they're not letting their friendships jeopardize their money. It's a very different climate in the NBA now. Niggas ain't on some we cool, so I'm gonna, you know what I mean, I'm gonna move like this for you. Nah, I'm gonna go where I can get this ring. I'm gonna go where I can get this money, and if that means that I might have to kick your fucking chill over, I mean, I'll pick you up.
Right.
But I'm gonna kick your fucking chill over.
I feel you.
That's a crazy ass approach. That's stupid.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that one. That's a good one. Yeah, my man says Sam Cassell.
That might be a good one too.
I love Sam.
Sam been on the sidelines with Doc Rivers for a little while.
Right. He's been with him. He's been with Doc since Boston. So yeah, that'll probably that could be a good look to it. And you know what? He deserves an opportunity. But where it lies is like, yo, you guys have a squad that has 2 superstars that's ready to win. Are you ready to take a chance on a guy like Sam Cassell who's never been a head coach before? You know what I mean? So you got to think about that aspect of it. But
what option isn't taking a chance though?
Well, okay, there are levels of chances. So, like I said, listen, because there are
levels of chances, but it's a chance regardless, is what I'm saying.
No question, but like you have 4 guys who are under contract who have big contracts. Mm-hmm. You got to manage a lot of egos, and there's going to be that pressure to win in Philadelphia win now. You know what I mean? Like, because quite as kept. When you look at Philly's roster, I mean, this was expected to be a top 3 team in the East. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And here's the problem: Duke ass Brand put that team together like it's 1996.
He did. I don't know why he gave. He gave Tobias Harris $180 million, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we gave Tobias Harris the Walt Whitman Bridge and the fucking Liberty Bell.
You know what I mean?
We gave that nigga the whole city.
And to me,
and then here's the thing: Markelle Fultz hit more threes in the playoffs than Tobias Harris did.
Wait, can I just stop y'all real quick? Can we just smoke Paul George for like 30 seconds?
Yo, what they call now pandemic? They call it pandemic P. They call that nigga pandemic P.
Playoff pitch.
This nigga made his page private. Yo, I never laughed so fucking hard.
Right.
Somebody said this is the best defense you played in the bubble. My nigga, I was good.
Yo, I will say this though. He's playing well tonight. I'm watching him tonight. He's hooping. So finally, nigga, like, got whatever you have to do to get yourself shit in order. Fine. Like,
you better be hooping. I just bought another pair of his sneakers, you bastard.
Yeah.
I couldn't pass on that Gatorade colorway. I went to FAMU. That green and orange is a bop.
He's actually got a dope line of sneakers that's come out. Right?
I know, nigga. I got a couple.
Yeah, he got a couple fire sneakers. So hopefully he gets it together. He's playing well right now. It's about to be halftime shortly, so we'll see what happens. Definitely.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not mad at the Kenny Atkinson joint, man. Because you're right. I was shocked they let him go in Brooklyn. Yeah, that's a good joint. You gotta get a low question now, good brother. I didn't know.
I didn't see Tasha buy low like a whole rack of low shit for her goddaughter. One of her best friends used to work in the low office, was getting niggas 80% off.
We was living. 80% off. Oh, what a time, yo! What a
80% off the low.
No bullshit. I still got shit that I ain't take the tag off from when she was working there,
bruh.
Because remember, I don't know if you remember, Denim and Supply went out of business.
Yeah,
I was still there.
Yeah,
I racked up. I got mad Denim and Supply. I ain't never even fucking worn.
Of course,
racked up.
Of course,
The good old days, man.
So last when we had Jerv on, we asked I guess what's your most like coveted or what's the piece that you always wanted from Polo, and I said I always wanted the Snow Beach shit that Raekwon had on in the video. You know what I mean? What video was that again, Kill?
That's the Can It Be? Can It Be also?
Can It Be also simple. That's the shit I wanted. And my man recently just had he got some Air Max ones that match. I mean, colorways just match perfect. You know what I mean? So I always said Snow Beach. I've always been a fan of obviously Polo Bear. When you're a big dude, you know what I mean? I feel like Polo Bear.
Please hold.
Oh, here we go. You heard that? You know the vibe. You know the vibe. Yeah.
I ain't mad at it at all, man.
I got a rack of low hoodies. I still got a hoodie. I still got a low hoodie I bought from.
There you go.
I keep my kids with me.
Oh, bro.
There you go.
Oh, she got her babies. She got her babies. She got her babies.
I keep my kids.
It is
close to the heart.
Yeah, man. So for me, like, the first journey piece I ever did on ESPN, one of the first poetry piece I ever did. Yeah. I had it was like a mint green, turquoise green hoodie with an orange low insignia. Yeah. That shit was like 8 years ago. I still got that joint. I still have it. I'm still ready. It's timeless.
But that's the thing. You can never. That's one of the dopest things. Is low. I tell people all the time. You can look at HBCU homecomings from '92 to 2000. There are only two brands that are going to be in all those pictures: Low and Jordans. Those are the two things.
And I word both.
Yeah, that you can literally see. And if you looked at every HBCU's homecoming for all from '92 to now, and you just flip, you're gonna see nothing but Low, Jordans. You'll see Timbs, but Low and Jordans are the two that are always gonna be there. Tell me this: what is your favorite Low specialty? You know, you got the stadium line, you got the the RL line, you got the cookies. You got all of that. You got the beer. What's your favorite line?
My favorite line is the racing line. And ironically, I've never bought anything from it, but I didn't need to because somebody I used to be really good friends with, he had a bunch of it. And I just used to wear his shit all the time and save my money. So
there you go.
The racing line is absolutely my, like, hands down most favorite line. I think it's classic in that gaudy kind of way that is on brand for me. Like I'm a Kimura type of motherfucker. If I got 38 fucking Cartier bracelets, I'm wearing all 38. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
They're all getting worn. And I feel like that line, it's classic because everyone knows it. The minute you hear it, the picture pops in your head. Yep. But it's also so loud that it's a kind of, it's a little bit gaudy. And that shit is totally on brand for me.
Yeah. When for me it was when they discontinued the line, but the rugby line, the Polo rugby line was my shit. Like I was on that website weekly. Like had to get it. And when they was going out of business, boy, when them sales came through, I said, oh yeah, we lit 60% off. Let me cover those immediately. So Polo rugby for me was always a good one as well, definitely.
Right. And I think for me, it's always been the bear line. I always loved the bears. Yeah. Like that, I can never get enough bear hoodies. T will be like, "Yo, don't you already have that?" I'm like, "Nah, that's a different color. No, that's a different bear." Like she like, "No, you have a gray hoodie." I'm like, "Yeah, but that's not with that bear. That's with that bear. It's two totally different."
I've got like 38 bear towels in my.
Yeah, bear towels are my shit. Tosh, I'm sure you've seen this, but this is what I'm like just poking through right now.
Yes.
I'm just poking through this joint. Whenever we talk Low, I'm always like in this somehow looking for something because every picture just any type of
makes you want to shop.
Any type of Low bear sweater, like
listen, I love Ralph knits.
Yeah, they're the best. They're the best. They're the best.
Fucking tier. I love them.
You
know what brand I loved in high school that they discontinued? Chaps. Chaps was my
Chaps was low.
Oh my god!
So I used to be afraid of getting Chaps in Philly. When I went to boarding school outside of Philly, I always say that. But in Philly, they was like, "Yo, if you got Chaps, Chaps used to stand for can't hardly afford polo shirts." That shit used to piss me off. So I always wanted because it was like, "Yo, it's a cool little line." But if you wore it, niggas be like, "You got that bullshit."
Niggas can't say nothing to me because my line of defense was exclusive.
I feel you. Okay.
Yo, and the other line, line I love, and I think I only got one or two pieces. It's the stadium line. Like I've always loved the stadium, but the shit just cost $1 million to even get a damn hoodie.
It gets out of hand.
Yeah, it's like it don't even make no sense to even be able to get no stadium.
2 years ago, I don't know if you remember when I did like all of the different, the different brunches.
Yeah.
And then so I did a midnight brunch. My midnight brunch was the VC Polo Classic. So everybody bottles of Clico, but everybody also had to wear polo. And I found this vintage polo bomber at this fucking store in like the deep abyss of Brooklyn. When I tell you this shit took me like 3 hours to get out there, but I went.
And you got it.
But I got it.
Most definitely.
That nigga up like, yo, don't sell it. I am on the rip.
Indeed. Indeed.
Yo, I think the worst thing they could have done, they put a low outlet out here at the National Harbor, and I passed it every day going and coming from work. Like, that was the worst thing that they could have done. And then one day I was in there, and a dude was like, yo, congrats on the you and Jamal joint. I was like, yo, what you talking about? He was like, yo, I follow you on Instagram, woo, woo, you know, whatever. And I was like, yo, he was like, yo, if you ever need anything, you know, I'm 40% off.
Say less.
What's your number, fam? What's your number, fam?
Right. It's come on now you just made it even worse. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, 40% off, and you get 40% off if the store is 40% off, so it's 80% off.
Listen, that disco hit different. We were living.
Let me explain to you something.
That 80.
Yo, that 80 hit so different.
I'll never get Candace saying, yeah, Rosie get. I said, Rosie gets, excuse me? What? What's that?
I tell you, when she first got the job, you would have thought I got hired. I was like, yes, we're shopping.
Yeah. I mean, there's no better feeling than that when a close friend of yours can get the absolute like.
Yo.
Swoosh.
What?
Let me tell you about a dirty disease called a discount at a fucking factory store. It's a dirty disease.
That's crazy.
Filthy.
Yo,
I helped open the store in Soho.
Okay.
A couple years ago. Listen, that's
what don't you do? You open sneaker stores? You open your lawyer? What?
I'm a woman of many trades, man.
That's dope.
Out here. I only hang out with dope people, bro.
That's dope.
Boxed in. Life gets boring that way.
Hey, that's dope. Tell me this, y'all, before we leave. What y'all banging right now? What y'all listening to? Give me 2 or 3 things y'all listening to. Old, new, whatever.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I've tapped into my toxicity, and me and Neo are really out here just fucking with people's lives.
What am I listening to right now? This week I've been, let's see. I've been on an Afro Beats wave, man. I've been listening to a lot of Malik. So look, I finished my project a couple weeks ago, so I just sent it to mixing this week. So I've been kind of just like, for me, whenever I'm done with a project, I want to take a little time off from rap. You know what I mean? Because I've been so rap heavy. Mm-hmm. But you know, I was listening to Ransom for a little bit, but like the last few days, I've been really on the Afro Beats kick. If you're on Apple Music, I can send you a playlist, Afro Beats playlist that is fire. I promise you, stupid, crazy playlist. Right. But that's what I've been
on. And for me, it's been that Ransom, man. That's really been it.
Ransom.
Trey Lee's new album, Glory. I've been banging that. And RJ Payne, he got a new joint out. He's a fucking animal out of Philly. So that's been like what I've been listening to. And yo, Laura Finesse has a joint called Motown State of Mind, where he's kind of remixing
I did not know
Motown.
That.
Yeah, it's he's got
another Bronx rapper, another rapper from the Bronx.
Yeah. Yo, how did I forget Finesse? Yeah.
I'm also currently bumping Big Sean. I love that dude.
Yeah.
He got a new joint out?
He released a joint with Nepsi yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm
that's not
this project.
That's not the joint he did with Hit Boy. That didn't come out yet, right?
No, I think that's the album. The album is with Hit Boy.
The album's
out. All right.
And
I gotta check this joint out. Yeah, Hit Boy on a roll right now with this Nas, Big Sean. He's doing Benny's whole album, so you know And I like it because he's not Benny and Hit Boy is not the norm. You know what I'm saying? Those is two totally different worlds, you know. So I'm definitely hyped for that. Tosh, thank you for sitting in with us tonight, miss.
Thank y'all for having me. I had a good time.
What's all the information? Where can people get at you? Twitter, Instagram, everything.
Gentlemen and ladies, follow me on Instagram, Black Girl SOS. Girl is GYRL SOS. The link to the podcast is there. New merch is coming at the end of the month. Season 2 kicks off on the 12th. Whole concept of the podcast is that it's time for Black women to unlearn shit that does not serve us or probably never served us. And it's a safe space for Black women to be their whole selves as opposed to being fucking, you know, like this haberdashery for men where we're fucking tailored to what men want us to look like and be. And that's just not in relationships, but that's the workspace, the church space. We get to be our whole fucking self, the good, bad, the indifferent, unapologetically. Listen, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that.
Yeah, you better. You got to.
Who else gonna do it?
But I will break out a fucking symphony. I'm the way I go about conversations, I don't do shit in taupe. I don't talk to nobody in taupe, and I don't let nobody talk to me in taupe. Don't talk to me in some shit that you think is going to soothe my personality or kind of keep me tempered. No.
Right.
The way they treat Black women across the fucking globe is loud, vivid, and in HD. And so we need to address those fucking issues in that same kind of tone and with that same energy. And that's how I run my podcast.
Amen.
Yeah, I love it. Sounds dope as hell. Sounds dope as hell.
Check it out. We love the fellas. There's no men bashing on my podcast. That's not a thing.
Yo, the wild part is, I think, you know me, I have a 15-year-old daughter, and I've been working in the hoods of DC for the past 20 years, and my girls need something. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I love it. I love it. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. You're on Twitter?
Oh, yeah.
I am on Twitter. You follow me now.
Yeah. But what's your Twitter? Put it out there.
It's Snobby Gyrl, just like it's spelled on the
tag down here. Yeah.
Yeah.
No
That's
doubt.
me.
No doubt.
I'm saying all type of wild shit, and I'm not gonna apologize. So
there you go.
Follow with caution, yo.
All right. Yeah, I'll give him everything, good brother.
Yeah, G's Music, YAWGEEZ Music. That's on Twitter. That's on IG. I'm on those two platforms pretty heavy. Got an album coming out soon. It's in mixing called Back to the Basement. First single is gonna be called Duchesne and Sully. That video should be dropping sometime in the next 2 weeks, I believe. So yeah, we rolling. I got some other projects coming out. I also got a little. We did a little Rookie of the Year project for who we think is going to be Rookie of the Year for John Morant. That should be coming out sometime next 3 or 4 days, hopefully, depending upon what my man Kof is doing with the video. I think he's almost finished with it. And we're gonna keep rolling with good content, good timeless content. That's all I'm about. So like I said, we're gonna keep this thing rolling, definitely.
Yeah, and you already know what it is. Kill Apartment 5B on Twitter, Kill 889 on IG. We'll make beats for food. I'll check y'all next week, y'all.
All right, be safe, y'all.
Peace.